Hi everybody, and welcome back to The Word Made Glass. This week, we have come to one of the more somber windows in our collection. Our two windows today lead to Jesus' crucifixion, his death on the cross. The first window pane shows one of the more human sides of Jesus. As he was preparing for his death, he went to the Garden of Gethsemane to pray and spend time with God. This time in the garden shows us his humanity and his personal struggle as he knew what he had to do. Our window shows Jesus kneeling and praying in the garden. He prays, "My Father, if it be possible, let this chalice pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." Even though Jesus is praying in a garden, the designers of our window include thorns, to foreshadow the crown of thorns that will be placed on his head at his crucifixion. At the bottom of the window is a chalice, the chalice that he prays, if possible, to pass him by. This is the chalice or the cup of suffering. And as we move into the next window, the crucifixion window, we see Jesus hanging on a cross with the inscription at the top, INRI, Jesus Nazarenus Rex Iudeorum, Jesus, King of the Jews. They placed this sign above him as a mocking sign, but little did they know, he was truly the king. Jesus is hanging on the cross, pictured here with his crown, but not a crown of gold, but a crown of thorns, woven by those who killed him, to further mock his kingship. If you look further into the background, you can see the other two crosses, where he was murdered between two thieves. Jesus is surrounded by two people in this window. There's Mary, his mother, and the disciple whom he loved. It's commonly believed that this is John, but the Gospel of John just lists this as the disciple whom Jesus loved. In his dying moment, he commended his mother Mary to the disciple whom he loved to care for her and treat as his own mother. At the bottom of the window, there's a skull. This has a few different meanings. First, Jesus was crucified on a hill called Golgotha, or the place of the skull. So the skull in this window reminds us of where he was crucified. But also the skull could mean something else. Tradition holds that below the cross, on the place where Jesus was crucified, are the remains or the bones of Adam, the first man. Throughout history, there have been a lot of parallels drawn between Adam and Eve and Jesus. Adam represents the death or the offense upon God and sin in the world. So the crucifixion, beneath Jesus, the living Messiah, were the bones that represent sin and death. But an early church father, Origen, said that as in Adam, all die, both Adams, Adam and Jesus, would be raised, and in Christ all will be made alive. The cross, sometimes called the tree, also parallels the tree of knowledge of good and evil from the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve are tempted in the garden where the tree is by evil, while at Golgotha, Jesus defeats evil and the devil forever. So these windows today are on the back side of our gospel transept, so you probably haven't gotten a good look at them. But they are powerful images that remind us of just all that Jesus went through because he loved every one of us. So our journey through Holy Week, from Palm Sunday to Maundy Thursday to the Last Supper to the crucifixion, all culminates in a Sunday activity that we usually celebrate in the morning at sunrise. That's up for next week on The Word Made Glass.